Do you feel anxious about virtual meetings in your business? It's really common because of technical difficulties, time zone differences, and maybe not feeling confident about the impression that you're giving to your global colleagues and clients, especially if you're talking in your non-native language. Well, you may not be able to control the tech and the time. You can control you and your confidence. And I'm not saying that you will magically be confident overnight, but you can gradually build your confidence by using specific and simple techniques. And today I'm going to share with you 3 tips to feel more confident in virtual meetings, the pros and cons of writing a script, and the surprising impact of body language even when people can't see you. O genki desu ka? If you don't know me, I'm Helen Iwata. I'm originally from the UK and I've lived and worked in Japan for 30 years. I support women to excel in their work without feeling exhausted. Okay, tip number 1, prepare. Now you're probably in a very busy work environment. It really will pay off just taking a few minutes to prepare. One way that you can do this is answer a few questions as you're thinking about the upcoming meeting. So, what is the meeting about? What can you say on that topic? What questions can you ask about that topic? Who else is in the meeting? And what can you ask those people specifically? So write down those answers and ideally practice saying them out loud, because then you'll be able to say them more smoothly and you will feel more confident. Now, if you're not just participating, but you're also presenting, one question that I'm often asked is it a good idea to write a script? Well, there are pros and cons. So if you think about the pros, you can be clear and concise. You won't forget what you want to say, and you can feel more confident. But for the cons, it can take a long time to actually write the script. You can get into over-perfection. It's difficult to adjust when someone says something that you didn't expect, and you lose the connection with your audience, especially if they can see you. To me, this third point about the connection with the audience is the biggest, because it impacts your reputation, the impression that you give, and it impacts how clear your message is. So I always encourage my clients to really move away from a script as much as possible. If you do really feel like you need to use a script, at least at the beginning as you're building your confidence, then I would say, first of all, make sure that you practice as much as possible so that it comes across as smooth and natural as possible. Also, don't worry if you make mistakes and you don't say exactly what you had in your script. Your audience doesn't know what you had in your script. And as much as possible, when you're on video, look into the camera. That will give you direct eye contact with your audience. So even if you're looking at your script from time to time, also focus on that camera. One thing that you can do is create a digital script and place it in a very small window close to your camera. That way your eyes aren't going to be moving as much and it still looks like you have eye contact. Okay, tip number 2, speak early. There was a video that was really popular some years ago before these Zoom meetings became popular, and it was about conference calls. It was called A Conference Call in Real Life, and it kind of showed what a call would look like if people could actually see each other, because at that time it was when we were talking on the phone. And in that video, there was one person who spoke up right at the end of the meeting, and it was like, oh, you're here. Nobody knew you were here. So this is what I'm talking about, is speak up early so that you have that impression that you give to people, that you're showing your presence. Another reason for speaking up early is that it's easier to find something to say when you speak up early. And you won't have that feeling of, oh, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? I feel so nervous. As soon as you speak up, you can then start to relax. Also, if you're not speaking up, if you're focusing on, oh, how am I going to come across? You're not listening fully to what people are saying. So as soon as you speak up, you can start to focus more on what people are saying. And then maybe you'll even have the confidence to speak up again. Tip number 3, use your body language. So people often think that body language isn't important if you're in a little box on the screen, or maybe people can't even see you. But your body language really does impact how you come across. Just imagine if you're in Japan, I'm sure you know that when people are on the phone, they will bow as they're talking on the phone. Hi, hi, right? Your body language, what's happening with your body, impacts the quality of your voice. There's a really famous TED Talk by Amy Cuddy where she talks about this, how your body language doesn't just impact other people, though nonverbal communication doesn't just impact other people, but it impacts how you feel too. So think about your posture. When you sit more upright, you can get more oxygen into your body, and that feels so much better, and you come across more confident. Also, smile. Your smile impacts the tone of voice as well. Especially you want to be smiling when you're talking about something positive. And when you use gestures, it helps you to release nervous energy. So today I've given you 3 tips. I've actually given you a whole load more than 3 tips, but the main 3 tips to help you feel more confident in virtual meetings are prepare, speak early, and use your body language. I'm Helen Iwata, also known as the Less Effort, More Impact Coach. I have a 3-decade career here in Tokyo, and I especially help women in Japan and beyond to excel in their work without feeling exhausted. If you've enjoyed these tips, subscribe to my channel for more on self-care, planning, communication, and productivity. And click that little bell for notifications so that you know when the next video comes out. And give me a like below. Which tip are you going to use today? Let me know in the comments, and make it a brilliant and joyful day.